Once upon a time, in a lively African city, buzzing with traffic, chatter, and the scent of roasted maize, there lived a girl named Mimi. Mimi was 13, beautiful, stylish, and loud. Her skin glowed, her braids bounced, and her colourful hair beads clicked when she walked. She had the kind of phone most kids only dreamed of. At her old school, where most families were just getting by, Mimi stood out, not for kindness or cleverness, but for being mean. She mocked torn socks, faded bags, cracked phones. Just joking, she'd say, but her words left quiet wounds. Her laughter wasn't joyful, it was sharp, and it left people feeling small. Some kids tried to befriend her to avoid being her next target. Others kept their distance, hoping to stay invisible. At home, it was no different. She gave orders without looking up from her screen. She never said please, never said thank you. The house help stayed out of her way, moving silently through the hallways. Then, one evening, her father came home smiling and said they were moving to a new house, in a better neighborhood, with a new school. That night, Mimi couldn't sleep. She lay in bed, eyes wide with excitement. In her mind, she was already there, walking through gold gates, cameras flashing, classmates frozen in awe. They've never seen anyone like me, she thought. She imagined her entrance, glittering lip gloss, designer backpack swinging. She pictured her own table at lunch, people asking to sit near her, voices whispering her name in admiration. I'll show them. I'll be the queen, she said to herself. When they moved, the house was beautiful, with big windows and a smooth driveway. The neighbors smiled and waved. Her new school looked like something out of a movie. On her first morning, she dressed to impress. Everything matched, from her earrings to her socks. She checked her reflection one last time and stepped into her new world. But at school, no one stared, no gasps, no whispers, no one rushed to greet her. At break, a kind-looking girl approached with a warm smile and invited her to sit with them. Mimi glanced at the girl's sandals and frowned. No thanks, I don't sit with supermarket shoes, she replied. The girl blinked, but instead of being rude, she simply nodded and walked away. By Monday, Mimi had a reputation. People weren't afraid of her. They were disappointed. She rolled her eyes at a teacher's joke. She laughed when a classmate dropped their lunch. She told a cleaner to get out of her way. Even Jaden, smart, kind, admired by all, kept his distance. One afternoon, Mimi saw Jaden standing by the notice board alone. She took a chance and walked up to him, smiling. Hi, she said, casually. You're always quiet, huh? Jaden glanced at her briefly, then looked back at the board. I just don't talk to people who are unkind, he said plainly. Mimi froze. Jaden didn't raise his voice, didn't walk away, didn't embarrass her. But the message landed, heavy and clear. Jaden didn't want to be seen with her. Not because she wasn't rich enough, but because she wasn't nice. Then one morning, her old classmate Akua came to return a book Mimi had left behind. Akua wore dusty sandals and carried a small bag. Her eyes lit up when she saw Mimi. She waved, hopeful. Hi, Mimi, she said. I don't know her. Just someone from before, Mimi said loudly. The air went still. Jaden turned away. Essie said nothing. But their silence was louder than any words. That day, Mimi sat alone at lunch. Even the lunch lady skipped her tray. At home, the house help served her food silently and walked out without a word. She felt it in her chest, a tight, empty space where power used to be. And then she noticed something she hadn't before. Essie giving half her meat pie to a girl who had none. Jaden helping a junior with heavy books. Students saying thank you without being asked. And finally, Mimi understood. It wasn't clothes or phones or cars that made people respected. It was kindness. That night, Mimi curled under her blanket and cried quietly. No one likes me, not because I'm poor, but because I was mean, she whispered to herself. The next morning, she took a breath and walked up to Essie. I'm sorry, I was mean. You didn't deserve that, she said. Thanks. Come sit with us, Essie replied. From then on, Mimi began again. She greeted the janitor, held the door for teachers, said please and thank you at home, and one evening she sent Akua a message. I was awful, I'm really sorry. You were kind to me and I didn't see it. I hope you're okay. No, Mimi didn't become perfect overnight, but she tried, and day by day, she became someone better. Not the queen bee of her dreams, but a kind, respectful, real girl, and people started to genuinely admire her for her kindness. Moral of the story: being rich may open doors, but kindness is what keeps them open. The end.